your main copy. It's, you need to keep simple rules that you need to sort of keep in mind. You need to keep your copy engaging and interesting. I like adding in stories. If they're personal anecdotes, they usually work really well. Personal stories work extremely well. But you need to keep it flowing from one paragraph to the next. Keep your sentences rather small. If you have more than 2 sentences per paragraph, it's too big. You need to break them up. Keep your paragraphs very short, and using the same rule as before, break up your text with subheadlines. One thing that I always do when I'm writing copy myself, sometimes when I get into the flow of it, I kind of just let it all out onto the page, and then I will always go back and then edit it down. It's actually a really good way of writing your copy without interrupting your flow. Don't waffle, you need to cut to the chase, but always leave the editing right to the end. So don't write something and think, that doesn't sound quite right, because what it'll do is actually stop your train of thought. So just keep writing, just keep going, and then go back over it and then edit it down. Never be vague, and always, like I said about the headlines and the subheadlines, always quantify wherever possible. Body copy, the whole point of body copy really is, it's giving more details, it's adding the meat to the skeleton, if you like. But it has to be just as compelling as the headline and your subheadlines for people to keep reading. If you start waffling on about boring stories, nobody's gonna bother. There's been a debate recently about whether long copy outperforms short copy, and it's still, I personally think that copy needs to be as long as it needs to be. But if you're putting in things for the sake of putting them in, you will actually lose your prospects. So maybe a shorter copy is better.